Yo, what is up, y'all? I was planning on rewatching the fights. Like, I was genuinely planning on rewatching like Wood and what's his face, Delgado and Rebecca and Klein. Like, I was really like down to rewatch some of these fights, and I wanted to for this review. But man, with how everything went, I don't care to do that. I'm just gonna go from the top to bottom because holy fucking shit, bro. What a shit fest of a card that we had. Like, seriously, for a pay-per-view, I feel like I deserve a refund. Like, seriously, this is insane. Dana, I know you don't have the control over fights, but bro, like, this is probably one of the worst pay-per-view cards of the year, and I'm just going to stand by that. I mean, of course, you had 312, which 312 was another fucking just bore fest of a card, but, yeah, I have nothing to really say about Gon versus Aspinall. I mean, Gon looking really good in the beginning of the round. I'd say Aspinall was kind of catching ahead, or maybe catching up with Gon in the striking. There was a moment where he landed that nice straight on Gon. It was before the eye poke took place. And, Gon, I'm going to keep it real. I thought Gon did really well with just staying in the pocket, being big, standing tall, not really, letting Aspinall push him back as much. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. I am so just like, why the fuck, man? I don't blame anything about Aspinall. Like, I don't blame any of this on Aspinall. He got fucking eye poked both eyes. I blame it all on Gon. I blame it all on Jon Jones. I don't really blame it on Jon Jones, but if you look at the thumbnail, you'll understand that, my boy Gon got a little techniques from Jones. And not only that, fucking Jon Jones is, he's rolling around right now in his fur fucking carpet or whatever the fuck it is. I don't even know, bro. It's Gazelle. I'm maybe trying to do some UFC reference, like it's Uriah Faber versus Conor McGregor. But anyways, Jones is rolling around in the fucking, let's just say grass. He's rolling around in his goddamn grass, his gay little grass that's very green. It's the greenest grass ever, and he is just happy. Just so fucking happy that this man, Tom Aspinall, he didn't lose, but, just to prove something, because I can just tell that he's going to get on Twitter. He's going to say a lot of shit. Maybe not. Maybe he's going to be super respectful and be like, it sucks for Aspinall. Hopefully he'll be able to get that win back against Gon. Then again, I think Jones is going to throw a little bit of a pity party and make it all about himself. But this is why I'm talking about this fight, because, might as well just talk about Jon Jones. I have nothing else to talk about. I mean, Aspinall had his nose broken in the first round. I want to say it was broken. He was bleeding. It was swelling. It was broken without a doubt. So that was pretty interesting, especially with how, maybe Gon could probably control the fight on the feet. I don't know. This fight, I was very nervous when it was happening, like when it was starting. But as I feel about it now, I don't know. I mean, I think once Aspinall gets Gon to the ground, it's pretty much GG's. I think Gon will be able to control most of the fight on the feet, but once it gets to the ground, he's kind of fucked. That's how I feel about the main event, and it sucks that it was a no contest. I mean, it sucks. There was so many fouls on this card, from fence grabs to cup shots. Just, I don't even know, man. Just what the fuck, dude? Like, genuinely, we're just gonna move on because I have nothing to say. Aspinall, I'm going to keep it real when it came down to him fighting Blades, Popovich, Tybura with that comeback after his leg injury. And then this, I mean, I don't know. It's really crazy that, he got a lot of shit. He was getting booed because he got fucking eye poked. I think it's very insane. And then Gon was getting celebrated. Just very weird, man. Very fucking weird. Just not a big fan of this main event. And moving on to the next fight because I'm not a fan of this co-main either. Now, I'm going to keep it real. These bitches were throwing. They were hitting each other, I wouldn't say super duper hard, but Mackenzie Dern, using that jab, using that 1-2 every time John Jaroba would come in. Listen, every skillful fighter that you think is skillful in the female, I'm going to say strawweight division, they end up being shit. I'm just going to keep it real. John Jaroba, she showed none of her skill levels like she usually does, or she do against other fucking fighters. This was just very lackluster. Of course, she got some takedowns, didn't really do much with it. Once again, Mackenzie Dern just doing well, staying in that pocket. The striking output was very, very good on her half. She was very good at, controlling John Jarobe in the full guard, just kind of keeping John Jarobe either stacked or in the guard or away from the guard. Dern didn't really let her advance at all. John Jarobe just really didn't make it, in my opinion, as much as a gritty fight as she should have. I really just think overall she just kind of stuck with what the Dern game plan was, I guess, which Dern was pretty much just to stand up. Most of the takedowns that she tried to go for didn't really get. When she did, there wasn't really much to it. This wasn't really a crazy jiu-jitsu battle. It was just more just 1-2. Hey, I hit you with a lead hook. You catch my foot. You back me up, and then I start backing you up. I'll hit you with a 1-2. I hit you with a lead hook, and then I'll catch your foot. And it's just that type of fight. Like, it was just very back and forth. I mean, I would say Dern, for the most part, had really good moments with the exchanges. Once again, I thought that she pretty much won every single exchange. There was a moment, not even a moment throughout the fight, Jon Jobe, her eye was like swollen shut. So, it's insane. The Gooners, I have to say this because the Gooners have won. They have won. Mackenzie Dern is your new strawweight champion. And who knows, maybe she can get a title fight with the winner of Shevchenko versus fucking Weili, because she does go up to flyweight, if I'm right. If I'm right, she is one of those fighters that fluctuates between strawweight and flyweight. But in all, I'm just kidding. I don't think she's actually going to go up and fight fucking Weili or Shevchenko, whoever wins that fight. But hey, I mean, whatever. We're kind of in a bantamweight division moment with these fighters where it's like, okay, I think the belt's kind of up in the air. I think maybe the next fight, I mean, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of it, you do Dern versus Suarez. Overall, though, I'm going to keep it real. Just good performance from Mackenzie Dern. Maybe not the best fight, but they both went out there, did some damage to each other. And I feel like that's really all that you could ask for. So, moving on to the next fight. We got Umar Nurmagomedov versus Mario Bautista. I mean, once again, just not a good fight. I'm still not on the Umar Nurmagomedov train. I don't care. I'm not a fan of him. I will always stand by this. He is a solid striker. He is a tricky striker. He's kind of like Ikram. That's kind of how I view him. He's just a smaller Ikram. Overrated. I will always say that till the day I die. Like, this man is overrated, and the fact that people still to this day think that the Merab and Umar fight was people still say this, razor close fight. It was not a razor close fight. Umar did very good in the beginning of the rounds, but Merab showed who the real veteran of the sport is. And I think a lot of people just want to disregard that because Umar, it's his only loss. Umar's only loss is against one of the greatest fighters ever. I think people need to put that, not to respect Umar. I mean, I respect Umar. I may not respect him as much as a UFC fan, but as a person or whatever, I don't think anything's wrong with Umar. I'm just not a big fan of his style. I thought he did it once again have a good, solid fucking performance, using that question mark kick, popping that jab out every now and then, shooting takedowns every single chance and, getting them. I think Umar just did very well with controlling this fight, let it be his fight than anyone else's. In my opinion, with Umar I am just not the one reason why I'm not a big fan of him is because of his takedowns. They do nothing. I mean, no matter what, when he gets the back, when he gets any position on you, he does nothing with them. 0 sub attempts. It's insane that you have Mario Bautista who has a sub attempt over Umar. But, in the first round, if I'm right, I think it was the first round. I'm not sure. But moving on to Mario. There was a moment where Mario got a sub on Umar. It looked like he was going for a heel hook. He was actually going for an ankle lock. It looked really nasty. It would have been insane if he got that and Umar tapped, or who even knows. He has the Michael Chandler and the Bellator moment where he's fucking falling over and shit. That was really cool. I think with Mario, in my opinion, he just took a too big of a risk. I said this about bantamweight in my last video, and I'll say it again. Bantamweight is the only division where they'll literally give you the number 1 contender versus the number 15 contender. Bantamweight is the weirdest division ever. Of course, Bautista being on an 8-fight win streak, I'm pretty sure if he would have won this fight, it was a 9-fight win streak. It'd be a big win for him. But for Umar, is it really that big of a win? Seriously, I don't know. I'm not trying to shit on Umar. I'm not trying to say anything. I think he has proven himself in this fight, even though he did get knocked down by Bautista, got caught with a knee. I think he has proven himself to be a top contender, a competitive contender. I think that, in the rematch with Merab, if that happens, unless it's Jan versus Umar, I think maybe Umar can show some different things, but still, at the end of the day, and how I really feel about Umar, I think he gets absolutely mogged by Merab. He's just not that good. I don't know why people try to make him out to be this fucking god. He's young. I think he can progress. I think he could be a champ. Do I think he could beat Merab to become champ? Fuck no, man. And overall, I mean, yeah, this fight just showed, in my opinion, Mario, yes, he got taken down for majority of the round, controlled for pretty much more than half of the fucking fight. I would say there were moments, though. Yeah, there was a moment where Mario reversed position on Umar and took him down. It wasn't a takedown. It was more of a sweep, I guess, if you want to say that. But I just want to say that Mario, man, his training, I know he got taken down a lot. Trust me, he did. But I really want to say that his training was very good. The output, like just cardio wise, was very, very good in my opinion. Compared, maybe not to Umar, but I think Umar was slowing down a little bit in that third round compared to Mario. I still just think, I'll say this about Umar. He is just a skillful guy to go from the takedown to the striking to the head kick. Like, he is a very skillful fighter, and that's what makes him tricky. Mario, I'm not trying to say he's not skillful, but, I wouldn't say as Umar. Umar is just very clean with getting the takedowns. But still, I just thought this wasn't a great fucking fight. Like, for real, I thought Bautista, the moments that shine were with Bautista. Umar just doing Umar things. I'm not a hater of Umar, but once again, just not a huge fan. I thought this was a good fight, or I thought this was a whatever fight. I did not think it was a good fight. I just not a big fan. I don't want to keep sitting, and it sounds like I'm hating on Umar. I'm really not. I'm just not a fan of him. I don't think he's that interesting that everyone tries to make him out to be, but I think he had a good performance. I think, honestly, as crazy as it sounds, him versus Figueiredo probably wouldn't be as bad. Zahabi, real shit. You had Ariel Helwani, of all fucking people, calling for Zahabi to get a title shot. I think if anything, Zahabi versus Umar should happen, and then we'll see. Because it's not a great fight, but fuck it. I mean, bantamweight is in shambles. So moving on to the next fight, though, we got Volkov versus Almeida. This fight fucking blowed. I have nothing to say. I literally have nothing to say about this fight. Volkov, he took no damage at all. Same with Almeida. They both took no damage whatsoever. Almeida is boring as shit. DC was completely right. Dude cannot fight, which he can't. I mean, he just solely relies on his grappling and does nothing with it. It's actually insane, a little ironic, because everyone was, saying that Volkov won that fight clearly. And the one person that said it was a robbery and Almeida won that fight, well, take a guess. He was on the Contender Series. He notoriously won a fight for only having one total strike. His name's Torres Finney. If I'm right, he had like one total strike. If not, it was like 4. But still, just horrible fight. I don't even want to sit and talk about this fight. I can't believe that, Volkov is going to fight for the belt after Gone and Aspinall 2, or however the fuck you booked that fight. Nothing against Volkov, but excuse my damn dog. But moving on to the next fight. We got Alexander Rakic versus Azamat Murkhanov. This was fucking insane. I had Azamat winning this fight. I said late second, early third, but he ended up getting it in I'd say about the mid first. It was a jab knockout, just insane. Rakic just completely shut off, covered up. It was kind of like when Yuri put him to the ground and knocked him out, or TKO'd him. It was really, really nasty. And it's kind of crazy too, because in my opinion, I think in most people's opinion, Rakic was winning this fight. I mean, on the feet, he was doing very well, just staying away, not really engaging as much. Azamat was the one that was really having problems on the feet, just not really getting through. I thought with Rakic being the bigger guy, it was definitely going to be a problem for Azamat. But yeah, I'm going to keep it real, man. The moment this fight changed was when Rakic started shooting. That was when I was like, what is he doing? I was very confused. Talking about, going from a new coach, a new camp. He feels amazing. I was just very confused to see him shoot a takedown. I don't know. Once again, very, very confused. He did well though. He had he had a couple good, body kicks, if I'm right, and teeps. He looks like he didn't land anything to the head, so most of it was just legs and body. Decent leg kicks too, but I think Azamat, man, he's dangerous. A lot of people said that he's not really like that. And of course, like, I was thinking about this whenever the fight was happening. Azamat is kind of like, Carlos Prates, while Alexander Rakic is kind of like that Jeff Neal, if you know what I'm saying. Azamat, he KO'd a bunch of cans. That's what everyone will say, of course, but he's still a skillful fighter, just like Prates versus Neal. Same thing with Rakic being Neal. Like, Rakic, that veteran that's been around in the division for a while, taking some pretty gritty losses, but has the experience, that can show. But overall, I mean, when it comes to an absolute power puncher and it's two dudes on the fucking feet striking, the power puncher wins, like Prates versus Neal, not Gary versus, because I was kind of comparing Rakic to Neal, or to Gary, but I was like, Gary's more of that up and comer contender, a little scary, not like Neal. Rakic isn't that up and comer. Rakic has been around for a while. They still show his the only two fucking highlights that he has, the one head kick knockout, and I don't even remember the other one, but that's the only one that they show of Rakic. So, that's just where the comparison comes in. It may be a little bit of a weird comparison, but that's how I feel about it. It's kind of like a Neal versus Protez. But Asmat, once again, getting that fucking just stiff jab right on the chin of, Rakic, knocking him down, just very nasty KO, insane. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm literally going to rate the main card, or the main card. I'm going to rate the main card right now, and I'm probably going to give it like a 2. Like, I don't know if that's insane to say, but I think literally every fight sucked. I mean, John Jaroba and Dern was whatever. It was whatever, and it was whatever. And this was the only entertaining fight that actually was produced on the main card. The rest of the fights fucking blowed, and that's how I feel. I don't give a shit. So I give it like a 2, like a 1. Like, for real, it fucking sucked, man. I cannot believe that I paid pay-per-view for this shit. But moving on, we got the prelims. Nasrat Haqparast versus Quillan Sakilde. Holy fuck, man. Actually, I kind of got to go back to the main card because I got to shoot this promo real quick. We will become champion. We will knock out the number 1 contender. And we will get that BMF fight with Yuri. All right, that's all I got to say for the main card. So, moving on to the prelims, we got Nasrat Haqparast versus Quillan Sakilde. Holy shit, dude. Quillan, what the fuck is he made out of, dog? Like, for real. To knock out Jubilee, which is whatever, I guess, but, to knock him out as fast as you did, then to go on and have that decision fight with the little Russian guy that he did, a little iffy, but then to fucking fight Nasrat Haqparast, I had to look at his name because I'm not trying to fuck his name up. I know he's not the greatest fighter ever, but Nasrat riding on, I think it was a 5-fight win streak, beating Ribovic, beating Gordon. I mean, those are pretty solid back-to-back wins. I think Quillan, especially on he took this on short notice, man, to knock out, which this was not just some regular old TKO. Like, this was, Quillan threw when I tell you this, he threw the nastiest head kick I've ever seen. Nastier than Edwards and Usman, nastier than Volk, Islam, like the nastiest head kick I've ever seen, bro. And Nasrat literally dies. His body just shuts off. To take this on a short notice and to fucking leave this man stiff on the fucking floor. Again, this dude, Quillan Sakilde, leave this dude stiff on the floor. I wouldn't say a UFC veteran, but he's been around for a couple years, versus Quillan, who hasn't even been in the UFC in a year? He hasn't even touched a year, I don't think. To do that, bro, there is so much potential behind this guy. I think this dude, as crazy as it sounds, he needs a top 15 fucking fight. I think he should be ranked. He is fucking scary, and I will stand by that. He was setting up that kick. I didn't even notice it. The body kicks, just the way he was setting up his kicks, that body kick, and then watching the replay back, seeing him go high, and then watching Nasrat's left arm go down because he wants to defend his body, because he thinks it's a body kick, was insane. Insane KO, just insane all over. Fucking amazing compared to the main card. This fight alone, fucking amazing. Moving on to the next fight, Ikram Aliskerov versus Jung Young Park. I think I had Ikram winning this fight. Boring fight. Like, I know I just, I really want to go through these fights, but really, I didn't get to rewatch them, so I'm not going to just go play by fucking play. I'm just going to give my thoughts and just how I felt. Really not much. Jung Young in the beginning, he's kind of getting that 1-2 through. I think there was a foul that went on. I think it was a cup shot, if I'm right. And then they broke up, fight kind of is paused, and then it continues. Ikram starts to let go a little bit, get Jung Young down to the ground. And that was basically just the whole point of this fight, was just Ikram, kind of doing what Umar did, just, sticking to the feet. And then when it really needed to get to the ground, control. And that's what he did. I mean, I feel like for the most part, Park just looked old. He didn't really show much, kind of slow. Also, it didn't really look like he had that good of a camp. I'm just going to keep it real. It just didn't look that good for him, versus Ikram, which, once again, it was not a great performance at all. Not the biggest fan of Ikram. I mean, I do have a lot of respect for him because he took that fight against Robert. But this fight, I mean, he took a decent contender out, or a prospect, I guess. But I don't know. It just wasn't a great fight. Like, seriously, very dominant though for Ikram. But just a bunch of back and forth, just a slugfest from hell, a usual middleweight slugfest. And yeah, I mean, moving on to the next fight, we got Ludovic Klein versus Matiz Rebecki. This fucking fight was insane, bro. I wouldn't say the first, second. I mean, those were pretty good rounds, but those were definitely, in my opinion, all for Klein. I thought Klein took every single round, maybe not the third, but I thought he took every round. I mean, for real, he did really good that first round, hitting Rebecca with that straight, just wobbling him instantly. Showing who the real fucking Marauder is for real. I didn't know about your game, Klein, but now I do. I had Rebecca winning this fight. Just didn't really work. Rebecca, he just uses his chin too much to fucking block, Klein just getting through with that straight, those leg kicks. I think even some head kicks that he had. The second round starts, he starts letting go with that uppercut. There was a moment where he got an uppercut lead hook on Rebecca. He looked really, really nasty. Honestly, I feel like almost every single time he got clean to Rebecca, it hurt him in some significant way. Just first and second round, just very good for Klein. That third round, though, Rebecca, it's insane because Rebecca, he's bleeding. He's all fucked up from the second round. I'm pretty sure he caught an elbow, got cut really bad, started bleeding, and then just completely goes on this fucking, I don't even know. He's just bleeding, gets a takedown. He's able to get Klein to the ground, keep him there. Klein broke his ankle, I'm pretty sure, in the mix of this, so he wasn't able to really get up anymore. Or get up at all, my bad. And Rebecca pretty much just staying in the top half guard. I think it was the top half or about top guard where he was landing some pretty solid elbows for about the remainder of the third round. Or the remaining of the third round. Klein, there was a moment, I think a minute left in the fucking fight. Klein and Rebecca just start exchanging elbows. Rebecca landing fucking top guard elbows. And Klein landing bottom guard elbows. Klein is able to fucking cut Rebecca. Literally his eyebrow, right here. Cuts his eyebrow all the way down. All the way down to his eye, right here. Insane. Just disgusting. Rebecca is fucking bleeding all over the place, bro. Just absolutely, once again, disgusting. They're both covered in blood. Reminded me of the Martinetti Volgadin fight. Just disgusting. Very disgusting. Awesome third round. Good win for Klein. I'm gonna keep it real. Kind of sucks he broke his ankle, but really good win for him for a good prospect. Maybe him versus Quillen. I'm not gonna lie, for a top 15 spot, I think that would be pretty cool. But honestly, thinking about it, I think Quillen actually is gonna be ranked after this, because if I'm right, I'm pretty sure the Hasselrod and Quillen fight was a ranked fight, but I could be wrong. If it's not, then I think Klein versus Quillen would be a really solid fight. Power striker versus technical striker. I'm down to see it. Moving on to the next fight, though, we got Walter Walker versus Louis Sutherland. Before this fight happened, I said Walter Walker gets the heel. Louis taps, fight's over. Called it. That's pretty much all this fight was. Another heel hook for him. 4 fucking back-to-back heel hooks. All finishes. Insane. Bunch of respect for Walter Walker. It's time for him to move up. He called out Hammy, which we'll get to in a little bit. Dumb as hell. I think Walter should move up. I had 2 dudes on my BMF super fights against Derek Lewis that have won this fight, and in my opinion have proven that they are ready for a BMF fight with fucking D-Lou. So, Louis Sutherland, I have nothing to say. I'm not even trying to be rude when I really say this, but he just looked like an autistic kid in the playground, running around with his belly out, and nothing against anyone with autism, of course. It's just, I couldn't take him serious. Walker, was able to get him down, get that leg. It was it. There was no, like Daniel said, where is the other leg to kick out, to fight the grips? Where are the heavyweights? What are the heavyweights doing to stand up, to defend them? They don't. They just fucking lay back and let Walker just fucking destroy their heel hooks. It was dope that he was wearing that necklace with the heel. He got the heel hook, I'll say that. And yeah, quick finish, cool, whatever. Moving on to the next fight, dude. I'll say it right now because, like I said, I haven't rewatched this fight, but I feel like when I rewatch it, it's going to be like Johnson versus Loner Kavanaugh, where when I watch it, I see the shots that are actually getting put through, that are actually landing and doing significant work. I'm going to keep it real. I don't know how to feel about this fight. I'm going to keep it real. I thought Delgado did enough, in my opinion, in the first and third round to win the fight. That first round was fucking insane, bro. Delgado just really putting that pressure, clinching, landing a 1-2, knee in. I think that before he got the knockdown, he hurt Wood pretty bad. I think it was with a knee too, if I'm right. And then, just a couple moments later, fucking Delgado comes in. He throws, I don't even remember what the fuck he threw. I think it was like a head, it was a head kick turned to a spinning back fist, or like a body kick. It was some type of kick turned to a fucking spinning back fist right on the chin of Nathaniel Wood, drops him. Delgado does everything to finish the fight. It looks like it's going to get finished, but Wood does really well in recovering, getting back, getting in his element, and then hurting Delgado, knocking him down as well. with a straight right hand. Just insane first round. Wood is all fucked up. Like, I'm going to keep it real. It was a bunch of just damage that I think just kind of carried on through the second and third and kind of, maybe in my opinion, gave me a little bit of bias on why Delgado won, just because he didn't really look nearly as fucked up as Wood. The second round, I would say that before the iffy cup shot, because I thought it was legal. It was not, it didn't look like a cup shot. It was close, but it didn't look like a cup shot. After that whole thing, you know, I thought Delgado was winning that first half of the round. Wood starts to really take over the round, you know, landing that straight, landing that jab. That his jab was very much money in this fight. In my opinion, though, as I was watching this whole fight, how I really felt about it was, you know, excuse me. Delgado is just a big fucking homie, bro. He's 145, like 6 something, I think, or like, I don't even remember. I don't know how tall he fucking is, but tall ass fucking featherweight. Nathaniel Wood, just small, man. I mean, he held his own in that second and third. Do not get me wrong at all. But I think Nathaniel Wood, I might sound crazy. I think he'd be pretty solid at bantamweight. He just has the fucking frame for it. Short dude. Once again, took on a really big guy, but he stood his own. That second round, once again, I thought Nathaniel did very well in, you know, staying, I guess, composed, not really getting touched as much towards the end of the second round. I don't even remember how the fight fucking ends, but, you know, I could see Wood winning that second round mainly because of the output that he was putting out, like I said, during the second half. Then the third round starts. Delgado, he has not changed his output at all. He's been the same, just fucking pressuring, throwing that knee, 1-2 hook. I mean, like I said, I'm going to say it right here. I do not care. I think this fight was a robbery. I know it was a robbery because it wasn't even a split fucking decision. It wasn't even a split decision. None of the judges had it for Delgado. Not one of them. I just think that's insane. Like, genuinely. The third round, Wood, yeah, he did get some shots through. They were pretty nice. There was a moment where he had a lead. I think it was a left hook that he had. That was pretty nice. Delgado, though, like I said, just the comboing, just the pressuring, I thought he did way more better, but wasn't enough. The fight goes to decision. Nathaniel Wood gets his fucking hand raised and my mouth drops because 29-28, 29-28, 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. And I was thinking, oh, Delgado, you know, great, you know, unanimous decision. No, it's fucking Nathaniel Wood. The Twitter chuds have fucking won again. Now I have to look at fucking Nathaniel Wood clips of them being like, oh, his fucking inside trip is so fucking deadly, bro. His knee up the middle. I don't know. This just sounds like I hate Nathaniel Wood. I don't, but if anything, I did actually write this down on my notes. I respect Nathaniel Wood a lot more in this fight because he took a shit ton of damage, and to win it, I mean, still robbery or not, a lot of respect. I don't have anything against Nathaniel Wood. I just thought Delgado won that fucking fight. He'll be back though. I'll just say that. They'll both be back. I think Wood, hopefully now he'll fight in the rankings, and Delgado, he'll get that, I don't even fucking know. Hold on, do I gotta fucking, yeah, hold on, y'all. Sorry. Gotta blow my damn nose. Oh, fucking hot in here, man. I need to turn on the damn fan. Alright, sorry about that. Moving on to the next fight, though. I think it was pretty low. My bad. We got Hamdi Al-Lawaba versus Chris Barnett. Listen, man, Chris Barnett, you have got to retire, my boy. This fight sucked ass, bro. You did nothing. I know there was back of the headshots. Hamdi took there was a point loss because of that. Whatever. It just, like, what are you doing, Chris Barnett? I have nothing against the guy. You had that one wheel kick, and that, honestly, is what your UFC career will always be remembered for. I got, nothing but respect. You're in the UFC, big dog, but, you have shown nothing. You're 40 years old. You just stood in the fucking cage. You did nothing. Let Hamdi take your ass down every single chance he got. There was a moment where I think, like, Chris Barnett landed a nice straight right hand, but that's it. I mean, other than that, my boy Hamdi, he won by first round flying. There's a burger in Vegas. I always think Spud Burgers because I'm thinking of Spud Bros. I can't think of the name. I can't think of the fucking name. I forgot it. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's a burger in Vegas. It's in a bar. Stay tuned. My boy Hammy, he won by Stay Tuned Burger. And he wants to fight Volter. They both want to fight each other. I think it's fucking stupid, but whatever. I have really nothing to say about this fight. Hamdi won. He basically took him down every single time. Flattened out Chris Barnett. Took his back. Flattened him out. That was it. Mark Goddard, I mean, the fact that Goddard had to stand up the fight just because there was nothing going on at all is insane. I think he should have just stopped it because, once again, Barnett didn't show shit. So, Moving on to the next fight, I don't care to talk about that fight. We have Azamat Maxu versus Mitch Raposo. Once again, just not a great fight. Like, seriously, nothing significant. Raposo, in my opinion, he did really well in kind of, I would say more towards the second and third round, getting those strikes through, landing a lot more, defending Azamat's takedowns. Azat, whatever the fuck the dude's name is. Is that just very awkward? You see all the attempts were just very awkward, very weird striker. I can't believe he came in as a favorite, just very awkward, not in a good way either, just very awkward. That's all I have to say. There was a moment where I think it was Raposo where he was able to reverse the position, but Maxu didn't want to, so he didn't want Raposo to reverse position. So Maxu just blatantly grabs the fucking fence. I'm talking his whole fucking hand in the fence. Very weird, just once again, not a good fight. Like, there's just not a good fucking fight. That's it. I don't even care. I don't even care to talk about this fight. Just not good. Seriously. Mitch Raposo, this was his first time as an underdog, or like his first win in the UFC. Yeah, he has 5 professional fights, so he's on a 4-fight losing streak. So it's cool to see him win this fight. And yeah, whatever. Like, seriously, fucking whatever. Moving on to the next fight. Now, I'm going to keep it real because I didn't get to rewatch any of the fights. I woke up a little bit late, so I got to see this fight like mid-second round through the third. Basically, all it was Amarin just, gasses out, I would say, about the second half of the round and third, and just starts shooting. Doesn't work, so Mizuki gets about a top guard, top stack, landed some good shots, nothing too crazy. Wins the fight. Great for her. She had a knockdown. I didn't get to see that. Actually, it may have been in the third round. I don't even fucking remember. I don't even think I'm going to rewatch this fight. I don't know. I'm sorry I didn't get to rewatch any of these, like, for real. I wanted to, but I just think with how everything turned out on this card, what is the point? I genuinely just did not like this card at all. I gave the main card a 1, so, I don't even care about talking about this fight. I'm just going to talk about how I felt about this fucking card. I knew we were in hell when I saw 320, Allen versus RDR, whatever the fuck else, I guess 321. There was another fight night that I'm missing. I knew we were in hell. I knew we were. And then, now we're going to be going to the next fight night, which is fucking David Onama versus Steve Garcia, a 5-round fight. Which could be a co-main in the Apex, but, whatever. They decided to make it a 5-round fight. I think it'll be a little interesting. Then after that, you got 322, if I'm right. So, I don't even think you got 322. I don't even remember what you fucking got. I don't know. I don't care, man. I'm just gonna end the video, for real. Overall, how I feel about this fucking fight, and all, just a 3. A 3. In all, I want to give it a 5, a 6, because there were some good moments, but really just the main card and just, god damn, dude, there was only 3 good fights on here. Like, seriously, 3 good fights. The Quillen Sakil KO, the Azamat KO, and Nathaniel Wood versus Delgado. Vulture Walker, I'll give the benefit of the doubt too. That was a pretty good fight. Rebecca, so 5 fights. Still, I stand by what I say. This was, even John Jaroba versus Dern, I will give respect to. I still give this fight a fucking 3 out of 10. Not a good card. I hope you guys have a good rest of y'all's day. Let me know what you guys thought about the Abu Dhabi card. Let me know what you guys thought about Aspinall versus Gane. I would love to fucking know, because I am pissed. I am just pissed that this is how it ended. So, yeah, you guys have a good rest of y'all's day, and I'll see ya.